Welcome back to Take Her Mic Away. Dust off your seats, put on your listening ears, and get ready for some good, what should we say? some entertainment, sports, culture, music. We have a lot to talk about today.
A lot.
I'm very excited.
A lot of great topics
Very
today.
excited. I mean, so much happened.
And it's only been a week.
So much happened.
Like,
every day is something new. I'm like, Drake, March Madness, Houston, Gonzaga, USC. So many reactions. I think we should start off hot.
A few tears.
What you crying about? What you crying about?
The future.
I mean, we should just start off hot. The future of USC basketball
is looking
grim. Grim. That wasn't planned. Honestly, Kobe Johnson, portal. Ozai Sellers, portal. Kajani Wright, portal. Who's left on the team? Vince, Isaiah, Bronny, Arrington, and Brandon. That's 5 people. That's not a starting 5 to me.
That's a very young team.
For a Big Ten?
Very young team.
For a Big Ten.
A very young team.
For the Big Ten.
I don't know what they're going to do. They have to do some major recruiting. And I'm not saying like, oh, who's coming in?
Trent Perry, one guy.
Ignore all of those. You need to get them from the portal.
We need bodies.
We need them bad. I don't know what is going on. There are people who are leaving that I don't understand why they're going.
This is a question that I wanted to ask you. Why do we think they are leaving, especially if they were going to be the veteran stars of the team? Like, everyone that left, they are the vets. Like, they would have been the leaders, the captains, essentially. Why do you think they're leaving?
I literally don't know. Like, Kobe Johnson, no reason for him to leave. He's the veteran. Like, when I was like, okay, everybody's leaving, who's gonna be the leader of the team? I'm looking at Kobe immediately.
Captain.
There is nothing that happened this year that was so bad that I was like, oh, I understand why he's going.
For sure.
I understand he had a little drought where he wasn't himself.
He wasn't scoring.
He came back.
That article,
like,
changed him.
As soon as they wrote that article, he came back and he was amazing.
I agree.
I have no clue why he's in the portal. Ozai, I understand you're not getting the time, and I mean you only have so much eligibility.
We all agreed
you only have so much eligibility
for sure.
So it's like he should go. Kajani, I'm pissed about. Kajani is one of my favorite players.
Have y'all Google Kajani right
now, and you'll understand why. Like, bro, it's so hard to find a big that's like tall and solid. Tall and solid. Like someone you don't have to work on putting muscle on.
Kajani is like a linebacker.
Yes.
And he's a tank.
Literally, if they just work with him, I just feel like they're ignoring him. They're looking at Vince. They're like, Vince is our tallest person. We're going to put him out there. Vince needs to sit down. Sorry. Kajani.
Somebody had to say it.
Kajani could have been amazing. They just did not give him the chance. I don't get it.
Give him minutes. I agree with you. Like, I think Kajani Wright, like, he may not have the size, and I get it. The NBA is full of tall people now. Like, you want to prepare for that, but he has the muscle. Vince has the size, but he can't bring down the ball because he gets elbowed. When there's a contested play, he's getting pushed around.
Literally.
Kajani, you can work with.
Literally. You're not pushing him around.
He has the aggression already.
It's just, I don't get it. I don't know why he's leaving. I guess he's probably seen less minutes than he did last year. So
maybe you're the same. I don't know.
I think it's probably been less. But I have a
proposition, and don't hate me for this. Coaching. Think about it. Besides that or team chemistry, it's one of the two. It has to be.
It's hard for me because I'm like, nothing coaching wise has changed. I don't think it's been Andy.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I don't know. Like, is he a good coach? Like, what does he say to them when we don't see it? Because that's the question. Why are they leaving?
Honestly,
there's a reason.
Literally. And to me, I don't think he's been a good coach. There's stuff that like I've seen repeatedly happening where we don't rebound the ball. We just are just very, very inconsistent. And it's the same people, like the same positions. And I'm like, I feel like if they were going to leave, they would have already left. Yeah. So that's why I'm kind of confused.
We had a lot of promise last year.
That's true. I don't know if it's like, okay, Boogie's gone. That's their captain, and they're like, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't know. But
I wonder, do they talk? Like, if Kobe knew Ozai was gonna leave, if I was Kobe and Ozai's leaving, I'm like, I'm stuck with Zay and Bronny and them. I'm leaving.
It's just hard because it's like, it's like he would be guaranteed minutes, and people are gonna look at USC because Bronny's here. So that's why I don't get why you would leave.
This is not a scoring team. Kobe Johnson, Zay, and Bronny.
But I think it's like, it doesn't matter what team it
Fear
is.
factor.
If you're looking at that team and there's one person who's scoring, they may not be the best team. They may not have the best record. No, you got to be on. Look at that guy who just played.
No, I'm saying Kobe is not a scorer.
He's an electric player. You're going to notice
amazing.
him.
I love Kobe, but he cannot be your number 2. Zay is a great number 1, but Kobe cannot replace Boogie. Defensively,
I don't
for
think
sure.
so.
That's why I'm saying, like,
I
he's
mean,
definitely a leader.
He can replace the last 2 games of Boogie. 5 and 6 points. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. But also DJ's gone. Like, we're losing DJ, we're losing Josh to the NBA. Maybe.
Bro,
but I don't know. I think it's hard shoes to fill, like Boogie, DJ,
honestly,
Josh.
You want to know what I want to know? How the coaching changed once like Coach Mobley's sons left. Because it's like, you did your job realistically.
That's a great
What are you
point.
doing now is my thing. What are you doing now?
I mean, Andy's allegedly not a bad coach. Like,
allegedly.
Records, he's like number 1 for something.
Literally.
Games won, I
They
think.
give him all his flowers, but I don't think it's enough.
I don't know.
One
Also,
thing is...
what is the future or the history of USC basketball, like, compared to now?
Yeah, well, all I can say is, like, last time, I've been here 3 years. This is the first year we haven't made it to March Madness. This is the first year.
Speaking of March Madness, a lot happened this past week and even the weekend. Houston just barely won. Gonzaga won.
Don't talk about my team like
we
that.
We know the third team. Purdue, I can't believe they're still in. I can't. UNC, Duke, they're still in. I mean,
Duke shocked me. Yeah, I thought they would have been out sooner.
They are a younger team, but
Jared McCain shut me up. I said,
30-piece McNugget?
I said a 30-piece?
My fault. That's why I want to talk about what teams, or what team were you most excited, or who disappointed you, pissed you off, or what player excited you or pissed you off?
Houston obviously pissed me off.
Yeah.
Because let me just tell you, we were up by like 13 points. I was over there chilling. I was doing some work. All of a sudden, I hear somebody scream. And I said, what? I look up. Buzzer beater 3.
Overtime.
I said,
overtime.
Oh my gosh.
That's what we're doing?
There was no reason for that game to go into overtime. No reason at all. They started playing scrappy. Some of the worst basketball I've ever seen.
4 players fouled out.
4.
I said, and our best shooter fouled out.
Yes.
I said,
on Houston, this man had 30 points and got there and fouled out. I said,
this is insane. And I mean, I couldn't understand like overtime foul outs. Like,
yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
But fouling out 4 players.
I can't believe it. That was my game of the week. Like,
yeah,
it was really good though, because when you start getting to the end of March Madness, you got all the great teams. Pretty much, you've kind of like picked them apart.
You got little Cinderella teams.
But the Cinderella stories pretty much are over a lot of the time.
Most
so
of
it's
the
like
time,
you get one of these games like this. It was really entertaining.
It was hype.
I was just flipping through
games.
This
is what March Madness is about.
Literally,
the madness.
I was seeing people win by 20. I was like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. This was a game.
That was a game.
This was a game. Yeah.
I would say my game. I mean, there are 2, but USC women's basketball. Like, I can't lie. Like, I mean, just tuning into women's basketball more recently for me, and like watching them play live, it was so like electric. Like, these
Literally.
I feel like they're my sisters. I'm like, come on, like, and we almost lost. Like, I can't lie. We were winning. I was like, we got this. Like, this is a nobody team. Then we started losing. I'm like, come on. We did so well. I mean, Juju. What can I say? But Mackenzie.
Bro, Mackenzie Forbes. Thank you for Mackenzie. Thank you.
I don't know, her 3.4. I mean, Macy kept saying the entire game.
She has the best form on this team. Mackenzie Forbes has the best form.
Also,
like,
her confidence. Like, I feel confident when she's hot.
Yeah.
Like, she just be shooting. I'm like, but it goes in, like, you
can tell. Like,
what's it called? The glue of the team. Like,
yeah.
More like comfortable when you watch her play.
And I'm glad like she's grown into her position a lot, just because it's like everybody was saying, oh, Juju's gonna be our scorer, and I'm like, Juju needs help. You can't expect one person to be hot every single game.
That's what I love about this team.
Mackenzie matched the energy perfectly,
and even took over.
Yes.
And I mean, she's a grad student, so she's veteran, and that's what I love about the team. Like, I mean, last year USC basketball relying on Boogie when Drew's hurt. Like, you can't. Hero ball doesn't work. And even with USC football relying on Kayla when our defense is messing up, like, this is just a well-scoring team. Like, Raya,
yeah,
like, she she had 10 points, and then Clarice came in.
Yeah.
Like, I just love that they don't rely on one person. Take notes.
Right.
Take
your bench needs to be
notes.
on.
Take
Like,
notes.
you have to be able to sub those players in, and they're going to be able to make it
Right.
work. Like, you don't want to slow down or anything. And they were doing a great job. Like,
Yeah.
I was very impressed.
was
Like,
so
even
hyped.
the way they handled at the end of the Kansas game, a lot of people were at 4 fouls. Let me just tell you, the reffing was trash.
Garbage.
But they were at like 4
Remind
fouls.
me of Pac-12 refs.
Literally.
I was so mad.
Literally. But
So
nobody
mad.
fouled out. I don't think none of our players
yeah,
fouled out.
one girl from Kansas.
One girl from whatever. One girl from Kansas, but none of our players fouled out. They handled that greatly.
Yeah.
That was men's basketball.
Oh
would've
my
been
gosh.
cooked.
It would have been. That's what I asked Macy during it. I said, if we lost at least 4 of our players, what would we have done? What is our bench doing? And that's
Nothing.
why I feel like is our not downfall, but to our detriment, USC men's basketball. Who can come off the bench and replace and be a scorer?
And all I can think is maybe because they let those girls play a little bit more. Like I feel like,
Kansas?
no. I'm saying like our bench. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
like they're
What you
getting in.
mean?
We don't do that.
We
We're
have
kinda just
Kayla. We can throw her in. Clarice. Like, and I think it's important that you have a good big backup.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not Rise level, but still, like, you can go in and not be garbage.
yeah. I think my biggest question was, why doesn't India play a little bit more?
Yeah, I think
My-
a lot of people are wondering that.
And I know I just found out she's a walk-on. I didn't really know her story, but I was
Yeah.
like, she was supposed to be, she's apparently a great 3-point shooter. When we had like the big debut like earlier in the year, she was competing in the 3-point contest and she was
Did
good.
well, yeah.
She did great. But I'm like, I don't see her play that much. And my thing is, she got out there when they were playing against the Islanders, okay? Got out there.
Hit.
She was hot.
Her shots were on.
Yeah, she was hot. I
I mean,
wonder
they were
what-
uncontested, but
Yeah.
I wonder, like you said, is it because she's a walk-on or? And I also like looked. She has no like previous basketball
Yeah.
experience, but she's been playing for us since 2019, 2020. So I don't know.
know.
If she's hot, then put her in.
But
coach.
props to her getting out
Yeah.
there and playing and putting
And
up
I
shots.
love that they hype her up. I can't lie. Like that
Bruh,
just
this-
matters for confidence.
The stadium was just so loud. Everybody
Yeah.
wanted to see her play. It was amazing energy. It was really good. But I just think for the girls as they continue forward, like just try not to lose the lead. We did that a
Yeah.
lot. Like we'd be up and then just scoring droughts, and it's just like
team that's an easy team to beat.
Yeah, and
that
it's like-
scares me for the future.
yeah. What I didn't realize is we're really shooters. I did not realize we love to shoot beyond
We
the arc.
hot.
We
I'm like,
love
where's the middle range?
We're not in the paint at all. And I'm like, for that,
Yeah, we need
don't
balance.
forget about the paint.
Thank you.
That's
Those
my thing.
2 points that they add
Yeah,
up quickly.
And Kansas was eating
they
us
took
up in the
advantage
paint.
of that one girl with the ponytail that was crying had me so
Bruh.
mad. I said, y'all let her shoot these mid-range shots, getting me teed.
No, literally, don't forget about those because
For real.
I think they're gonna they'll definitely help us in the future. But
For real.
I'm excited to see where they go. They're playing BYU next, so
Wait, I thought it was
no Baylor.
Yeah,
they're
Baylor,
playing
Baylor.
Baylor next.
It's
Should
gonna
be a good game.
Yeah.
But
A game of shooters. Yeah.
I can't wait to see UConn. That's gonna be a good game. I know the girls are gonna get there. They'll be fine.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Come on, USC. We fight on. We got
literally.
this.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of girls, this is an important topic that we wanted to talk about. Just like, I guess the duality of women in sports and like how, especially women's college basketball, like it has risen for sure. Like
For sure.
previous years, I don't think it was that hype, but now you have faces like Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Cameron Brink, Paige Beckers. Like they are people that I feel like have grown the game through their persona and marketability. Last year, we've seen. I think the breaking point for last year was LSU versus Iowa when there was like the ring me and all that talk about Angel Reese being hood. They were calling her ghetto and all these things.
insane.
First thing, and Caitlin Clark even did the ring celebration previously. So it was interesting, like the duality of women, and we've seen it again, like recently. Like Caitlin Clark, they'll like on ESPN, they'll call her like sharpshooter. She's hitting the balls, and like when she talks trash, they're like, talk that talk, Caitlin Clark. I mean, there's literally a photo of her, of them saying that about her. And Cameron Brink, when she got fouled out, and she's like, F you, and they're like, yeah, she's so badass, and like, I don't know, but Angel Reese.
It's just annoying because I saw a lot of stuff over the weekend about how Angel Reese like waved at a girl because she fouled out.
Yeah.
That
she didn't say anything. She just did
that
this.
is basic stuff. If you've ever played any competitive sport,
textbook,
and you're talking smack, that is literally one of the smallest things you can do.
Nah.
Literally,
And soccer, we think that Goodbye.
And that's my thing. If Angel Reese did any of this stuff, saying F you, like, even Caitlin Clark, like, she headbutted a ball because she was frustrated.
Literally.
She was on her home court, so people were saying they were kind of favoriting her, like, not giving her texts, like, and she was, like, arguing with
and
with
they
the
showed her
refs.
and her dad. They're like,
Literally.
they're both getting, like, and they was, like, marketed as funny.
Literally.
And I feel like social media, unfortunately, has a role to play in this because it's how you present the ladies. That is how people will receive them. And sometimes I think people will receive them in the way they want to. But, like you said with Caitlin Clark, like, I feel like anything that she can do no wrong, basically. Yeah. She can do no wrong.
And it's like, of course, like, you know, she's the leading scorer and everyone's gonna, like, oh, hype her up. And as she should, like, she's a great player. But I'm like,
definitely
don't forget, like, don't hold her to one thing and then Angel Reese to another. Because I'm like, nothing Angel Reese did mattered. Like,
nothing
it was
new.
Nothing rude at all.
At all.
And it's like, people have this persona. Like, if she can back it up, then who cares?
Thank you. She's like leading a double every single game.
Literally.
That's not easy.
And people don't talk about it.
That is not easy.
They only talk about the bad stuff.
Thank you. They're like, Angel Reese can barely shoot double every game.
Literally.
Now what?
And I'm like, she's not a shooter.
Thank you.
Hello, idiot. Look
like,
at her position. She's not a shooter.
Thank you.
She's not Caitlin Clark. She's not going to be. So you can't compare them like that.
Not even the same position.
But you can compare class.
Thank you.
You can. So that's my thing. Like, don't get here and just be like, oh, Caitlin Clark can do whatever. No.
Like, I remember they were talking about Angel Reese's GPA and like all these things at the beginning of the season. They're like, of course, are you surprised? I'm like, y'all are showing your true colors. You're showing who you are.
Y'all are saying that. Look at the major of 90% of athletes.
Calm.
Like, bruh, don't be stupid. Do not be dumb.
Sometimes it's business, but
sometimes
we know how the business school is. Sometimes,
literally, my thing is just to be taking these like sharp digs and everything after her, and then just glossing over Caitlin Clark and Cameron Brink, like these players, like it's just wrong. And my thing is, Cameron Brink is overrated.
I agree.
So why are you like? You're sitting here saying, oh, she's so much better. Like, no.
I think Cameron Brink was hyped up because of her relation to Steph Curry.
Oh,
but
for sure.
When I look, I mean, she's not a bad player at all. But to be number 3 or number 3 in the draft, supposedly, I'm like...
is insane to me.
And, like, points per game, she's not even top 10 like, in the NCAA for women's basketball. Not even top 20. Not even top 30. Not even top 40.
I don't understand why they just let these things glaze over. Like,
I know.
Like... I'm sorry, if you've ever played a sport, saying F you, like, I don't know if it was to the ref or the player.
Yeah.
That would not slide with any coach I've ever played for.
In soccer, they say no cuss words.
Literally, I would have been sitting the bench.
High school soccer, but still.
Yeah. Like, I don't get, and the thing is, I'm like, men's basketball is a little bit different. I feel like if they did that there, they probably, like, glossed over.
Like, even F you, like, I feel like, okay, it's not too bad, but I just know, like, if Angel Reese did it, no class, disrespect for the game, disrespect to the refs, they're just doing their job. And, like, we've seen it. Like, you guys will think, oh, we're just complaining and making things up. But we've seen it.
No, literally.
We've seen it.
Go and look in Angel Reese's comments.
Literally.
And go and look in Cameron Brink's and Caitlin Clark's.
The comment, literally, I cannot make this up. Go on ESPN or SportsCenter, one of those accounts. Caitlin Clark said, I used to get, like, banned from PE. Like, kicked out of PE class for being so aggressive. I promise you, if Angel Reese, from Baltimore, they would be like, oh, of course, she's from Baltimore. She's aggressive. Literally. She's hood. She's ghetto. Like, this is what, it's just insane.
But for her, it's celebrated. For Angel Reese, it would not be the same.
Oh, she had brothers.
Literally.
Bro, Angel Reese has brothers?
Literally. And when she's competitive, you know, when like she was going up one shoe and slapping the ball, everybody was just like, there were some people who were like, oh, that's so cool. And then there were people hating bad. Like, oh, that was too much. Too much while you're supposed to be guarding in basketball?
You want your team to win.
That's insane. Like, when did passion become a problem? I don't understand that.
Say it again.
When did passion become a problem?
Thank you. And the thing is, like, people want her to act a certain way. That's your, like, what is it called?
Like your, like, perception of her.
Yes, that's what you want her to be. She's not gonna fit into your mold, fit into your standard. Like, let it go. Let it go.
I just think it's crazy. Like, but I really hope as we continue to see them, I hope Angel continues to talk her stuff.
Yeah.
I hope she continues to do what she does and she doesn't, like, feel bad because people don't agree, because she's got the game to back it up.
I want it to be LSU, USC.
Oh my gosh, they are playing UCLA.
I know. I know they're gonna win. But if they don't win, I'll be upset, but also happy because a huge, like, competitor's knocked out.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Sorry,
but I think UCLA's done.
Yeah,
after that one.
Bye, Bruins.
Sorry, they did have a good game though. They just played Creighton.
Yeah, they
really
did. They had I saw the end. I said, okay, not too much, Bruins.
Yeah, that
Fight
one
on
and
over
like
here.
Iowa State and Stanford was a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Stanford.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me because I'm like I saw Stanford play us and I was like,
Yeah. You didn't really do much for me.
They don't look like a huge threat to me.
Yeah, I think also like to be fair, I watched the highlights. Like I did not watch the game, so I would say like highlights don't honestly like
I agree.
show.
I agree.
But speaking of highlights, this was the not highlight, but one of the highlights of my week. So Metro Boomin and Future dropped an album, which by the way, I don't like that they didn't put the features on there. Like, first of all, give credit to the people that are on the song, and I'm not gonna go skip through to see who's on the songs.
I saw a girl on TikTok say that she likes that. She said she likes listening through it and being surprised.
Okay, no, that's different if it's your favorite artist.
Yeah, but this isn't. I want to know who's on it, so I know which one to click.
I'm like, I don't want, and also it's Metro and Future, and we know Metro just does the beats.
I don't want to hear Future.
No, thank
Sorry,
you. Misogynist, cheats,
Literally.
drags, has multiple kids with different women, disrespects.
There's no way every song on that album is good if it's a Future album.
At all.
Sorry.
I
don't care.
I like old Future.
Yeah.
Not current Future.
Now you need
the boys will hate me for this.
No, now he needs somebody on that album for it to be decent.
For real. And when I listened to it, I said skip, and then my friend was like, go back. Kendrick's on there. I said, Kendrick? Oh, okay. Then I listened to it. I said, we listened to it together. Immediately, Kendrick ate the first 10 seconds. I said, oh, God.
Literally. Then Future got on and we said, next.
Like, Kendrick should have been the beginning of the song.
But you know how they do. They want you to listen to the whole thing, though.
Boring. But the controversy lies in, I also saw this thing. It was like Drake's previous album and then Kendrick's, and it was like they were responding.
Bruh, I'm sorry, but
creatively
that ate so bad. I said, listen,
come on now.
I said they were really taking shots. This was thought out
so
for real.
Good. I mean, hey, I'm a Drake fan, but Drake said some comments. Oh, first let me go back. Drake said something about the big three, or J. Cole said it. It was like, who's the top of the GOATs? And then J. Cole didn't disrespect anybody. He was just like, he said he's the GOAT.
Head. Like he's the head of it.
He was like, Kendrick, Drake, or me, I'm the head. Yeah. Something like that. But he didn't say nobody else is good. Yeah. But then Kendrick, he ate. He said, and man, F your big three. It's just big me.
Okay, that
and the
lyrically
way he delivered it.
That lyrically ate.
The way he delivered it.
Yeah.
I said, he right. He's right. You don't think so?
Listen, I don't think it's like Drake is better than Kendrick. That is not even up for debate. Drake as a rapper is not better than Kendrick.
Lyrically, not at all.
At
Flow,
all.
not at all.
But I do think there is a debate between J. Cole and Kendrick.
For sure.
If I had to pick, I'm more of a J. Cole fan.
Okay, that's
fair.
fair.
I don't not like Kendrick, but I just listen to J. Cole more.
That's fair. I feel like they both talk about similar things, like black struggle.
Yeah.
Things with women. Yeah. They don't disrespect him.
And to me, the shot, I was surprised because I said, "What the heck? What did J. Cole say?" I had to go back and I said,
"But I love it."
But I'm also, I was like, I don't think it's not crazy, but I'm also like,
he didn't say you're horrible, nothing. He just.
I also think like as an artist, you have to think you're the best
for sure.
So that's why I was like, when he said,
confidence is key.
"Oh, I'm the GOAT," I'm like, okay, yeah, talk.
Yeah,
and I'm like, also like literally Drake is right there. Listen to him say that.
And that's what we want to talk about. Drake's response. He said, this is a complex article. They said, not complex like the news organization. He said, not another man on this earth that could ever mess with me. And this is what I have to say to that. Drake.
If he's talking about, again, Drake. If he's talking about lyrically, as a rapper, no. Yes, there is. There's a lot of people who could mess with you. A lot. Come on. A lot. Come on. I will say, as an artist,
longevity,
it's Drake. Like when you think of like how he doesn't just stick to rap. He's gone through different genres. Just like he's very just profitable, and like he's
his face. He's like, friends with a lot of athletes.
He's a meme all the time. Like when I just think of fame, and just who's out there, there is no one who could mess with him. Like there are people who don't like know Kendrick who know Drake. Like you're not gonna there's just so much more people who know Drake.
I mean, also like you said, like as far as I think also hit songs like Kiki, do you love me? I forgot the name of that song.
Like my mom knows that song.
Yeah, and like
I don't think my mom can name a Kendrick song.
Well, I know my mom can, but I know like Drake is just like he has more like pop hits. But
Yeah.
I would say Kendrick's music, as far as sustenance, just has a bit more. But like you said, longevity, Drake.
It's Drake. So if he meant it in that way, he's right.
Yeah.
But I just think it shows if he hasn't responded, he knows he can't.
You can beat Meek Mill. You cannot beat Kendrick.
Honestly, I think if he went and got a few ghost writers, Partisan,
he
Fontaine,
needs Kendrick's help.
He needs to go get Eminem.
For sure.
Lil Wayne needs to put the blunt down.
If Lil Wayne goes right for Drake, he might be up there.
He might eat up.
They would be like, this is not Drake.
If I was Drake, I would go get Eminem, Lil Wayne, J. Cole, and I would put us all on a song.
GG.
And we're eating up.
GG.
And we're shutting it down immediately.
For sure.
I'm going to...
All Drake needs to do is the chorus.
Literally.
That's it.
That's all you need to touch.
Don't sing nothing about some six gun, nothing.
Literally.
Hush with that nonsense.
And I'm serious. We need old Drake. And not that stuff you be like, oh, this is old Drake and given to...
Nah. What's
Drake.
that one song? I'm the... Man.
Yeah,
really,
that
song, we need old Drake.
Yeah,
like
old
that.
Drake for sure. But if you gonna get out here and give us this little house music stuff, don't even respond.
Not too much.
You use that as your response and shut up.
The house music be good though. And the sad Drake. I love you, I love you, I love you.
Cups full of rose.
Like what? No. Leading me, dipping out on me already.
Oh,
gave me what you needed, I guess.
Yeah, that's
why I'm not with nobody.
You don't have a future in singing at all. Like, I don't even think autotune could save you.
Me. That's why I got love for you, mommy. No?
Oh, you're really trying to. I saw you. You really
got it. Well, we've come to the end of our segment. But I have a quick 60-second rundown. This is Knocks Your Socks Off. Basically where I tell you things that blew me this week. Things that really teed me up this past week. So let me look at the camera when I say these things. And Macy, feel free to rebuttal.
Gotcha.
60 seconds. I'll start now. Okay. First, Team USA. Okay, yeah, we won the CONCACAF, blah, blah, blah. But we almost lost to Jamaica. And I thought we were going to lose to Mexico. Like, I don't understand what y'all doing. But I'm glad. I'm glad that we won. I'm glad we won the game. Do I think we can win the World Cup? No. I don't know what we're missing, but we need more. I mean, I would say there's a lot more brothers on the team. So, like, when you add more brothers, we get better. But something's missing. I don't think this team is the team, but I don't know. We have a great team. Moving forward. Ravens, what are we doing? What are we doing? You let OBJ go. First of all, OBJ, how much are you asking for? I'm not saying you're bad, but I mean, talk to the Dolphins. Come on, OBJ, come back to Baltimore. Ravens, we need a veteran receiver. Like, we're missing that. And of course, I would love Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison Jr., a young receiver from the draft, but we need a vet. We need a vet.
Little rebuttal. I thought the goal was for him to go and get another ring. Why are you going to Miami?
Come on now. They're great, but they're not going
They're
far.
not getting a ring.
They're basically the Bills.
A ring there.
They're basically the Bills. And Bills, speaking of Bills, I seen reports this week about, they said, something about we're going forward. No, you're not. I love Josh and I love Stephon Diggs. Hello. But y'all not going far, Bills. Come on. Y'all missing something. I don't know what it is, but y'all, come on. Y'all not winning the Super Bowl. Let's be real. And lastly, NFL draft quarterbacks. I keep seeing, what's his name? Jim Harbaugh saying, JJ is the best in draft. Of course he's going to say that. They have the 5th pick. They want somebody to trade up, take the 5th pick from him, and get JJ McCarthy. And they're probably going to ask for more. Stop it. He's not the best in the draft. Caleb, number 1. And for y'all that say Drake May is better than Jaden Daniels, he just won the Heisman. What are we talking about? Jaden Daniels is kind of like Lamar, where he can use his legs and use his arm. I don't understand how you can think Drake May is better than him. No. Anyways, I just had to get off my chest.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
Anything else? Sorry.
No, but nothing made me hot this week. Maybe just for the next game, Juju, let's not do that fadeaway, baby.
Oh,
please leave that. Please
I need
leave
a clip
that
of this while you're saying it.
Please leave that behind. I watched her do that like 5 times.
Every time
it did not go in.
So are you looking for a foul or?
Literally, baby, get behind the arc or go in for the layup. Okay,
it was so ugly too. It was like
every time I said. And y'all know that's happening. Why did no one go rebound it? No one. Please.
Never again. Anyways, that has been the end of me and Macy J Nizzle and May Sizzle. Stay. Don't go anywhere. In a minute, you're gonna have Mary Izzle and Fatizzle. Yeah.
All right, guys. Till next.
All right, welcome back, guys, to the second segment of today's show. I'm Fatima.
I'm Mariel.
And welcome where we talk about pop culture, things going on the internet, what we're passionate about. And I'm excited for today. How are you feeling, Mariel?
I'm feeling excited because, you know me, I love talking TV.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be talking about 2 TV shows today, which I'm really excited about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really, really excited about. But I feel like we should start it off with Miss Zendaya.
Yes.
Miss Zendaya, she came out the other night. She looks so good. And with that, Euphoria has been in the news recently.
It has been. And it's because season 3 got delayed again.
Well, the thing is I thought it was canceled.
It should be, honestly.
Because I swear I saw a post that I was like, oh, Euphoria, there's no more Euphoria. I was like, okay, I'm good with that. Because the way that it ended, I was like,
and you know what it is? It's because Euphoria made stars that are now booked and busy.
That's true.
And they gave them the leeway to like go up and film these massive projects like Jacob just did, Saltburn.
Oh, Jacob's been working.
He was
He's
just
been
Elvis.
working.
He's been working.
Oh yeah, Priscilla. He was in Priscilla. No, yeah, he's been working. But the only one thing is like, the one that plays Zendaya's mom in Euphoria, she's been like, when are we getting back on set? Get me back on that set. Which I'm like, at least she's hungry and excited. And yeah, it just got delayed again, which is like,
yeah, I'm sure the actors who like aren't as booked and busy as like a Sydney Sweeney or a Zendaya are like,
oh my gosh, yeah,
how
Sydney
long
Sweeney.
is this gonna take? Like, and honestly, the season is supposed to be like a time jump. I'm not even excited about it.
Like that's what I was like. When I saw that it was canceled, I was like, okay, I'm cool with that because like, what else can you do?
Right. And it's like when you're missing a key character, it's hard to carry on still. Like a lot of people who are like passionate about that character, it's like kind of check out. And like the longer you wait, the more people are gonna be like, who really cares? And that's what I don't like about TV right now. It's like, why is it 2 years each season? Why do we wait 2 years each
like
season?
Stranger Things. These kids are gonna be like 40 years old when the next one comes out. I'm just like, I don't know if I like a time jump because I feel like the way that they ended it was done. Like, we're cool.
No, because like it has to be honestly criminal. How can 4 seasons take almost 10 years?
Okay, the thing is, I think the strike was a big part of that. So I feel like it got delayed already, and then it got delayed again because everyone's just working. Yeah. So it's like, at that point, I would kind of just say like, let's just cancel it.
Yeah.
Like, not cancel it, but like I had closure. Like I got the closure I needed from this season, from that last season. So I'm like,
yeah, I feel like they wrapped it up. Maybe they were preparing. Maybe they were like preparing because they didn't know like what would happen.
Yeah.
Because they have a star as big as Zendaya and like Zendaya stays working. Like I think she's had like 3 premieres in the last like 3 months.
Yeah, like, and she's like gonna be like the head like at the Met Gala.
Oh yes.
So she has that too. So she's just been booked and blessed. So I'm like, can't be mad at her, but it's also, I think we just need to put an end to the show.
Yeah, I think it's time.
I think it's time.
yeah, I can't even think of like what I'd want to see other than like the idea. I feel like people are like in love with the idea of seeing those characters together, because like the bigger that they get, I'm like, a show with Sydney Sweeney, Jacob Elordi, and Zendaya in one space,
And Alexa Demi.
that's like a blockbuster of a cast.
No,
like,
it really is. So that's why I'm like, that whole cast is amazing, but it's just, I don't know. It's not, I don't want the time jump. Like, if we started right where it ended, to see, like, because I feel like Zendaya's character got her closure, but then it's like, what about everyone else?
Right.
I want to know what happened to everyone. So I could see it being good if they just kept it that way. But if the time jump, I'm like, I don't really care.
And I feel like
I don't really care. They were in high school. Like, what? They're in college now?
No,
Or
really,
they're
I was
going to be
they're
like
just living life, never
adults?
going to
Is it just
school.
going to be like they went through the trauma and now they're good? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know where they could really go with it, but
And
each their own.
I foresee Sam Levinson being like eager to have it because The Idol got canceled officially.
don't even get me started on The Idol. Do not get me started. That show is crazy. I watched one episode and I was like, no.
I watched reviews. I watched people unpack it online because I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to get invested in this. I didn't like seeing The Weeknd that way.
Okay, I'm not, I feel like every time I'm on here, I'm not a fan of people, but I'm not a fan of The Weeknd.
Like his music or like his acting or just...
I think like the whole thing.
Okay, is this a safe space? Because I don't like him that much either.
Okay, I'm not the only one.
Because I feel like he's like a majority. People really like The Weeknd, and I'd be scared to say I don't like his music that much. But like I don't.
I'd
vibe
be
with
scared
it.
all the time because people are like diehard fans and like his whole transformation and like everyone's like him in The Idol, like he's amazing. I was like, he made me uncomfortable, and he made me uncomfortable before that. So I'm like, I don't know,
that's what
it's not
people-
for me.
Yeah, people are saying his character just made the girlies uncomfortable. People didn't like watching
It
it.
made me the whole show just like made me uncomfortable.
Yeah,
So that's not
but
no.
a show that maybe not more positive, but like had a better watching experience was a show called One Day. Came out earlier this month. No, middle like last month.
Yeah.
But has still made some waves.
Mm-hmm.
Had many people in tears. I know I watched it and had a moment, and I know you watched it and had a moment. What were your overall thoughts about the series?
Okay. I could talk about the show all day long because the thing is, it's a book, and they made it. There was a movie with Anne Hathaway that came out like early 2000s, I feel like, and now it's the series. And if I'm being totally honest, the series, the way that they laid it out is way better because like you can space it out, like you can like have each day with the movie. She didn't like my opinion. Anyways, with the movie, it was like it wasn't paced well. But the show was perfect. It was everything I needed. Like, I saw people on TikTok crying and cry. I was like, is it that bad? And I don't know why I thought I wasn't going to cry. Like, I cry watching literally everything.
Right.
But I was like, the first episode, I was like, okay, this is cute. They're gonna, this is good. And then, like, at the, like, is it like the last 2 episodes where it just smacks you in the face? And I was like, oh.
Yeah. Like,
Oh.
I went into it completely blind, like, didn't read the book, didn't know there was a book. I found out about the movie with Anne Hathaway after.
Right.
So I went, my friend was just like, you gotta watch it. The last show prior to One Day that made me cry that bad was a show called From Scratch. If you haven't seen it, I recommend, if you're interested in crying a little bit.
Oh.
But One Day really rocked me because I just wasn't, first of all, the setup of the show is each episode is a year.
Yeah.
And you're kind of following the path of this couple who, essentially, they just keep, I think it's a situation of bad timing. They just keep missing each other, but they have crushes on each other. And it's like 30 years, I think, they go of just like wanting to be in a relationship but not. And then, spoiler alert, at the end of the show, they get together and then she dies. So it was
My heart.
and I had I went to a blind, so I had no idea what the ending would be. And for that to be the ending, for them to finally get together and that be the ending, I was so upset. Like, actually, interestingly enough, that took a while. But I think a topic that people don't mention because they were so distracted by the romance part
is like the idea that, okay, so Dexter and Emma is the couple.
Yeah.
Dexter, at a certain point in the show, had a wife and a baby on
And
the
a
way.
child on the way.
And he cheated. And I've been wanting to talk about it.
Okay, tell me why when I was like done watching it, I evaluated my whole life and then reevaluated the whole show, and I was like, wait. So he just straight up like went for you were
Yep.
you had kids and you crazy, but then on TikTok everyone's like, oh my god, Dexter, he's like the best guy. I'm like, wait a minute, let's go back to when he was yelling at her drunk while he was flirting with other women at the I was like,
he said
he was kind of giving weird vibes, but then at the end I was like, oh, he was just lost.
Yep. He said, you know what they say, those who can't do, teach. And I said, how could you be so disrespectful to her? After I was like,
I'd be gone.
Like,
Bye.
we get you're in your hosting era, we know, but you're not better than her. She's in her teaching bag.
But then the thing is like, I also kind of felt for him because like his whole situation was just like, that's why at the end I was like, okay, like he just went through a whole phase, and I gotta remember like it was like different days within like different years. So it's like, I still do not support like what he did.
Yeah.
But it was also part of me that kind of felt like, oh.
Yeah, I just think I
feel bad.
I thought it was interesting, just like people didn't care. Like,
oh yeah,
it was like,
well, you forget about it because you're so like invested in the two main characters. So it's like kind of, it's easy to like look over,
I feel like the
guess.
audience had like the overall consensus that was like, this is wrong. However, he is getting married. They're over. Let's let them have this moment in the maze by themselves. I was like, okay.
And the thing is like, I didn't see it coming at all.
Yeah.
I didn't. I thought they were just gonna have a little moment of like, okay, we're back, our friendship's back. I missed you. Didn't think all that other stuff would happen, but I guess it's for the plot. And like I said, I feel like a lot of shows that are like turned into, or like a lot of books that are turned into shows, it usually is like that. Like I always have to come from the perspective of like, this is an author and this is a book. So I'm like, in the book, if I was reading that book, I'd be like, oh, like it would be good. So like putting into a show, it's kind of different.
Yeah.
But
And
I enjoyed it a lot.
And so many books are being turned into TV shows and movies.
I love
Hollywood is in their Wattpad era, turning all these
I love it.
all these books into movies. Have you seen After? Is that a movie you've seen?
I haven't watched the new one.
Okay. No, I feel like I think they made a little too many.
They made a little too many, and it was just a little too much. So I didn't watch that last one, but I did watch After.
Okay, so that was like that to me. That was like the catalyst of this era that we're in, of like all these like Wattpad books turning into movies, because like that was the biggest one. It was like based on Harry Styles, and like One Direction was like the biggest band at the time. So like I foresee so many more. Hopefully, I don't know if I can handle one as emotionally taxing.
I think there is one of like somewhat like One Direction-y, Harry Styles.
Coming with Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, with Anne Hathaway.
Yes.
And the other guy, he was in another movie that was turned
Red, white, and royal
blue. Yes. No, yes. He's So that's one that we will definitely have to keep an eye out for, because like it's like a rock star boy like falls in love. And speaking of rock star boys, we got to talk about Mr. Ross Lynch.
Who is a fan of the band R5 for maybe, I don't know, maybe 2014, like a long time. Me and Ross Lynch, like,
oh, you besties.
We like Ross Lynch. I waited in line, a very long line, to have him sign a poster once.
Oh, so you were locked in.
I was locked in, but he got into a relationship with Miss Jazz Sinclair, who I love dearly. They met on The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Yep.
Which was a good show that I'm mad ended so soon.
I love that show. I will
was a good
continue to
show.
go back and watch that. And the fact that like now like you watch and you're like, oh, like I wonder if they started dating then, or oh, are they flirting right there? Like, no, I that's what made me a huge like Ross Lynch fan, because I watched Austin and Ally. It was cool.
Yeah.
I liked it. But once like he was on that show and I saw like his relationship with Jazz, I was like, oh.
Yeah, solidified.
He's a real one.
Mm-hmm.
He's a real one.
And they were together for a long time. Well, a fairly long time. You know, it was giving locked in, like together forever vibes.
Yeah,
like,
I think it was
they
like
were ever
over
gonna
5
break.
years.
Mhm.
It has to be over 5 years.
Yeah, because I think the general public found out in like 2020. So I'm sure.
I'm
there
sure
was
it
time
was like
before
way
that.
before, and like they were posting like together with the family. Like she was always there, like so supportive. It seemed like they were good and that like they were gonna get married, but this
But they broke up, and Ross is out here getting a little reckless.
If y'all haven't seen that video, this man is up on stage doing. Kiss. What? And jumps down and goes and just kisses a fan.
Like what blew me was like no questions asked. Like he was like other than who wants a kiss, he went there, did it, went back on stage.
And it wasn't even like I don't even know. He just said, "Who wants a kiss?" And you know how like people like artists like say things or like,
Yeah.
"Who wants another album?" And everyone's like, "Oh!" Like no, this man said, "Who wants a kiss?" And actually went and did it.
It was a proper kiss. Like the picture of the kiss was like nothing edited, no CGI, nothing fake about it. That was a real...
Nothing fake. And that's where I'm like, you were so locked in. You're with a beautiful woman, a black woman at that.
Period.
And now you're over here just like, who wants a kiss? What? I thought you were a real man. I thought you were a real man, but
He's embracing his rock star era. I think he's fully thrown himself in, and if that means jumping off stage and kissing a fan, you know, as long as that's the extent, I feel like, you know, he's. I don't know what that means for. I don't know what the.
I was about to say, do you think he's gonna like go and actually like do this again?
I think so. I think.
Do you
now
think
that
he's like fully in it now? Like he's giving, like Travis Barker.
Yeah.
He's giving Travis Barker.
I feel like now that he saw the reaction, I feel like he'll do it again. I don't think it will be like an every show moment.
You really think he'll do it again?
For sure.
I wonder what his family thinks, because his family's like the perfect big family with the grandkids.
His brother
and, like,
is the bassist.
I know. That's why I'm like, they seem tight. So I wonder like what his brother was thinking. Like, dude, what are you doing? Or is he like, go get a girl? Like, what is it? Like, what is the vibe? Because I still think it's so crazy that this man just jumped off stage.
Yeah.
And it was the fact that he was like vibing. It was like, who wants a kiss?
Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
What?
I would not be surprised if more artists started doing that.
I hope they don't, because I don't really like that. Like, and what if she didn't want to kiss? Which who wouldn't want to kiss? But like, what if she didn't? Then she'd be like, this is like open for her to be like, oh, he did this to me, and then it makes him
It
look
definitely
crazy.
makes things a little tricky.
Exactly. So I'm like,
where
where does it
end?
like?
Yeah.
What's too much for an artist to do?
Yeah, there's definitely. I feel like for me, when I go to concerts, too much is when they start throwing water on people. I don't like that. That's too much. So if artists start jumping off stage,
No, the ones that are crazy to me is like the people like just getting on stage. Have you seen those?
my
Like people
God.
like just get on stage and then get trampled by the security. I'm like, well, you did it to yourself. Like, what are you doing?
if I was an artist, I'd be terrified. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean you're on stage with me?
Yeah.
Where's the barrier? How did you get here?
How did you just climb up on stage? And the one thing that scares me the most is like the ones where it's like fire, like they have like the. What if something just pops up while you're trying to stand there? I just don't get it.
You see that like small arc of like people, like artists were getting like their phones, or phones were being thrown and hitting them, and like they were getting like black eyes.
Didn't like Cardi like throw it back or something?
Uh-huh,
Like
Cardi threw a microphone.
I was about to say yes. She threw a microphone, which I'm like, I like. You gotta defend yourself at something like that's crazy. Like it's not like she just did it on like just for fun. Like someone hit her. I would do like
No, yeah.
You gotta defend yourself somehow. I just think it's crazy that these like artists feel like they have the power to just like go and do that kind of stuff.
No, yeah. Like, I think I don't know. I think there's this weird environment going around with like concerts right now. I feel like a lot of people just like don't know how to act at concerts anymore.
It's because of COVID.
Yeah.
People just don't know how to act. Period. Going outside, we don't know how to act.
Yeah, concert etiquette. I don't go to. First of all, I told myself, okay, Fatima, no more GA, because the girlies in GA, like, I couldn't breathe. Like I'm I'm 5'2". The way I get thrown around in GA.
I can't breathe because everyone's taller than me, so like the air is just hot.
And
Just
like, and it's like people having their phones out is like common, whatever. I don't really care about that stuff anymore. It's common, but again, like I can't see.
Right.
So I was like, let me buy myself a little seat and sit up there where I can breathe and
that's
have
valid.
air and like stick to myself.
That's what I'm doing for Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh yeah, you gotta see.
I'm going to that. So we'll see how that goes. It seems like there hasn't been anything like too crazy with like fans like throwing stuff, or it seems like very nice, which seems like her fans are very chill.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that concert goes, because I don't know. I think it's crazy because she's a Disney kid and like, is now like doing this. And I just think it's crazy. And now there's like Nickelodeon kids and all that stuff has been on the internet a lot. A lot the past couple weeks.
Yeah, I think the documentary that came out on HBO called Quiet on Set, it like really revealed what some of these child actors were going through a lot back then, like in the late 80s, early 90s, and the early 2000s, the whole time. Like
the whole
like,
time, our whole childhood, it was happening.
Yeah, they're really going through like some serious like just like poor treatment from allegedly from like Dan Schneider and
just some of the people,
a lot
on
of the
set.
staff and like people on set. But a lot of people kind of have been talking about it for the past couple of days because it was like revealed that like Drake Bell had his own experiences too, and like I don't think people expected it to come from like somebody as like prominent in like our psyches, because like we know Drake and Josh, like we know. And so I think, interestingly enough, like Dan Schneider himself, he has been really quiet. Like rumors have been circulating around him for a very long time. Like his like, especially when he was like doing Victorious and that kind of stuff, like people were talking about him, but he never responded. Like and then Nickelodeon like parted ties with him. And then and they made it seem like it was kind of just like a mutual decision, like that like he's just leaving. And then the world never saw him again, really. Like he kind of just disappeared, which a lot of people who are caught in scandals do. They just like go away. Usually
that's usually what happens.
But
I still think it's like it's always been talked about, and it's always like kind of just been a thing that's known for like that time period, which is awful. And like watching the documentary, it's just like every single time something happened, like my jaw would drop or like my heart would drop, because I'm like, how?
Yeah,
these are kids.
I think one of the saddest parts was like watching how the parents felt like they couldn't do anything because they felt like they were gonna like ruin their kid's career.
That's the worst part. And that's why like I still think like even to this day, like everyone's like, oh, entertainment has changed, the industry has changed. There's still some like, you just got to be careful. Like there's still like the entertainment industry is just not, it can be very, very, very scary. You don't know who to trust. And I just feel bad for like those kids, because a lot of them now are still like, I'm finally over it. I'm finally, and like the nice thing about the documentary is that they had the space and the opportunity to talk about their experiences and let the world know like, this is what what happened to me, and it has still been affecting me. It's been affecting my family, and I think it's eye-opening. And I think if you haven't watched it, you definitely should, because it really does go to show like you just need to be careful. Parents, watch your kids. If you want them to be in the entertainment industry, I totally get that. I was in the entertainment industry as a kid, and my dad and my mom were there. At every set, made sure nothing was weird, made sure whatever I was wearing was right, wasn't anything crazy. So just like, it's just sad because at that time, parents didn't know. Like, this was something so new to have like kids on shows like this. Like, so I do feel bad for those parents, and I feel just bad for the whole like situation as a whole. And you were talking like about like, or earlier you were talking to me about his response to like the whole thing,
which I think is like one of the crazier parts of like this whole saga thus far, because I don't think it's done. I think like more stuff will happen soon.
Oh, for sure.
But he like sat down with Boogie, who, if y'all don't know, Boogie is the man who played Tebow on iCarly. And like, not that Boogie isn't a person that is taken seriously, however, I think when people look at him, they see Tebow. And so to sit across from him and you want to have this very like serious moment where you're like trying to clear your name. Well, he did say that like Boogie reached out to him and like offered to help him like clear things up, which is interesting. Like kind of random.
I was gonna say, like, what's that about?
Yeah, but like if you really want to clear your name, you need to like do a 60-minute, like you need to do an Oprah. Like Boogie, respectfully, is not the one you need to sit across.
Yeah.
Like, and so it was like a 20-minute interview or 20-minute. It was like Q&A style. Like Boogie was asking him questions. Like it was 20 minutes, and like he cried a little bit in it, and I was just like,
see, that's the thing. I haven't watched it yet, and I don't want to.
yeah,
I don't want to hear his side.
yeah.
There's been enough said about him over the years, and then some of the stuff that was in the documentary, and seeing like these people come out and talk about their experiences, like especially like the women writers, that broke my heart.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't even want to hear your side.
Right.
I might just to like be like, are you kidding me? Like the thing is like, I think it would just make me even more mad. Like I think it would just like infuriate me more, because I'm like, what? 20 minutes? Do you not know, like, even if like it hasn't been said that you've done anything specifically, there were kids on your set
Right.
that were going through stuff and you didn't know.
Yeah. And I think that like also the fact that like the video was the apology, like he didn't apologize to the people that were in the video, and like
Right.
whatever the case may be as to why that happened, like I was like, that's the first step before you like sit in front of a camera, like talk to them. And like I don't know, the whole idea of like him like denouncing some of the things, he was like I apologize for X and Y, but Z, I don't really remember it happening like that. And it's just like, it's like the wrong, it's just the
It's not an
worst way to
apology.
go about it, and it's not an
It's
apology.
not an apology, and that's all he needs to do. Like, we don't need to see you apologize. You need to do it yourself to make, like, you got to figure this out, because like you affected these people. Like, they're adults now, and they're still affected from the experiences that they had on your set.
And I'm curious as to like why he even decided to, because honestly he could have just stayed hidden, like if he really wanted to. So I'm curious to see if like
He should have.
he's trying to like work still. Like,
Well, I heard that he's like, I think he was trying to come back.
no.
I've heard that like a few times, but I've heard that like over the past couple years that I'm like that he was trying to come back, and that's like that was the time where everyone kind of knew like things weren't the best when he was like in charge and stuff. But the documentary was very, very interesting and very insightful, because like I said, I knew like somewhat that there was like rumors, but that really showed like it wasn't just the kids, it was just like just people on set.
Right.
So that goes to see like, who are you hiring?
Exactly. I'm glad. I almost had a little child actress era. Like my mom told me not to. My mom canceled it before it really even started. Like I did one audition. I did like a what do you call it? Like I went to like a casting, which was like a bunch of kids, and I think we were all going out for like to get into the same acting school. It was something random, and like my mom I went there and I did the audition and I left, and my mom was like, yeah, no, it was good. I was like, this is my dream. I wanted to be China and McClain so bad.
Oh my god!
I was like, I want to be her mom.
love China
Let me
McClain.
act.
Yeah, no, I had a little acting moment too. I did. I wouldn't say it's a little acting. I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I said that. I auditioned for Nickelodeon and made it to like the final round for one of their shows, and it was like kind of like one of those like bits where it's kind of like you do a lot of improv.
Yeah.
And so I auditioned for that, and actually the woman and one of the writers, I made it to like the final round, and she was there while I was there. So when I saw her on the thing, it just like I was like, holy cow, like good for you for still like work, you know what I mean, not letting that like totally bring you down. But it's crazy, and it still makes me so sad, because now I'm seeing like all these edits of them like when they were younger, and like everyone's saying like, oh, like they gave us our childhood, like they went through this to give us our childhood, and so like I can't watch those shows the same.
Yeah. No, a lot of them like went through a lot of stuff, and it's like they're coming out like one by one, like what's it called? Like honestly, every show up until I stopped watching Nickelodeon, like after Victorious, like that era.
The only one that I watched after that was Sam and Cat.
Okay, I haven't heard great things about Sam and Cat, but like in terms of just how.
Well, when I was a kid, I was like, oh, I love this show, because it was like obviously Sam and Cat. Like you just brought those two characters together onto a show, and like the show was good, but I'm scared to rewatch it, because I just know like I just can't watch those shows anymore. I can't do it, because it's just gonna make me.
But oh my god, like Jeanette
uncomfortable.
McCurdy is like the biggest, like the book she wrote is like the biggest tell all of like what she went through and what it's like on that set. So it's like
And it was the fact that they went and still remade the new iCarly. I was
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
like, did you not read her book?
right.
Like,
Like without her, it's crazy.
it was, I don't know. The entertainment industry is crazy. It's crazy. It's
And then-
cutthroat.
It really is. No, it really is, and it's ever changing. Like, and it's hard to keep up, but we do our best.
I'm trying my best. I'm trying to watch every movie, every
Mm-hmm.
show to keep y'all informed because I just love it.
And maybe next time we could, I don't know, maybe we'll talk about. We need to do a little thing where we like talk about what's hot, like our favorite things like coming up in the week, or like.
Oh, I
Our
can tell you.
favorite-
So the Godzilla X Kong.
Oh yes, you did.
That's something fun to look forward to, coming out March 29th. This is not an ad, but if you want to watch it, it comes out March 29th. I'm gonna be watching that.
Okay, like, but you are going to, or did you see it at that?
No,
Okay, it
I'm
was
going
just,
to watch it.
Okay, it was just a promotional thing, but
Yeah.
like, that's a classic character. They keep bringing those characters back, and that.
I'm gonna watch it, but
It's like the Fast and Furious franchise. Like they keep bringing them back.
I might watch Dune 2 again.
Okay,
It's just too good.
I need to watch
Cinematic
Dune 1.
masterpiece. Cinematic masterpiece.
I need to watch Dune 1. Maybe we'll do. Okay,
We should do a watch party.
we will do a watch party.
Yep.
And we'll report back to Take Her Mic Away. Do you have any last thoughts about anything?
You deserve a promotion
love y'all.
at work.
We love y'all. It has been a great night. Make sure you follow Take Her Mic Away at Take Her Mic Away on everything. And we will be back next week with more. Thank you. Good night.